So what's up guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to make a key code generator app. So whenever you will first come to the app, as you can see that it is saying that press any key to start. So whenever you will press any key, so it will show you the key code for the pressed key. So now as you can see that the pressed key is G and we have the key code for the G, which is 71, and also you can copy it by clicking the div. So whenever I click, as you can see that I already copied it in my clipboard. So now I can paste it wherever I need it. So from this app we can get any key code for any character. So just I need to press the key. So let's say that I want to have the key code for the tab. So I just need to press the tab. Now as you can see that the key code for the tab is 9 and I just copy it. And also you can see that it is fully responsive, so in the mobile it will be something like that, and also in the mobile it is working perfectly fine. So that's it what we are going to build, and hope you will like it. So no more talk, let's dive into it. So we are now in the day 10 of our 30 days 30 submits. So for the day 10, what we are going to make is we are going to make an app which will be the key code generator app. So it will be fun, and if you are interested to check out all these interesting submits that I did before in these 30 day 30 submits, you can check out this repo. I will link it in the description. So for those who don't know what is the key code, is actually when you press any kind of key in your keyboard, as you can see that we have a reference, or we have a code here which is 71 for the G, and we have a unique code for each of our character in our keyboard. So whenever you press any kind of key in your keyboard, it will represent a unique number, which is this key code. So as you can see that in our JavaScript, whenever you press F, actually you are pressing 70 key code. So let's come back to our app, and in the HTML, first of all let's create the boilerplate, and here let's give it a name. So key code generator, and in the body I will have a section, and also in this section I will have a div which will have a class of container. So container here, and in this container I will have three kind of div. So first div will be for our key. So as you can see that we have a class of key, and also let's say that key in our just in the div. So we have first div, and for the second div we will have an image. So for now just say that image, and I will replace it. And for the class I will also have something like arrow. So this will be the arrow image actually. So after that we will have another div where I will have the class code, means the key code. So key code, and also let's have a key code text here. So I will also replace all this text. So if I save and refresh, so now as you can see that I have these three div here. So now let's replace the image. So for that we have this arrow.svg. So let's link it in our image. So image here, the source arrow.svg, and for the alternative I will just say that arrow image. So now we have this big looking arrow image here. So after that let's come to our style sheet, and before that let's link the style sheet here. So CSS, and here I can say something like that. So it will link the style sheet. So in our style sheet, first of all let's remove all the unexpected gaps. So universal selector, and padding will be 0, and margin will be margin 0, and also say that box sizing will be the border box. So now we will not have any kind of extra gap here. So let's come to the body and say that font size will be, before that let's say that font family will be Montserrat. So Montserrat, and I already installed it in my PC, that's why I don't need to add it from the fonts.google.com. So let's come to the font size and make it something like 20 pixel, and also let's say that background color will be nice blue. So now we have a nice background color here, and for the section, and here let's say that min height will be 100 VH, and also width will be 100%, and padding that I need So I wanna have 100 pixel padding for the top and bottom, and also let's say that display will be flex, and align items will be center, and justify content will be center. So this will make sure that everything is now center, as you can see. So after that, let's come to the container. So container, so in container, let's say that width I wanna have is something like 90%, and max width I wanna have something like 1000 pixel, and also make sure that margin will be 0 and auto, because I want to make sure that this container must be in the center. So after that, let's come to the display. So display will be flex, and align items center, and justify content, will be also center. So now as you can see that I have only the key and key code, I don't have the images. So for that, let's actually give an width to our images. So in container, so not in container, it's in the arrow, I have the image here, and let's say that width will be 80 pixel. So now we should see it. So as you can see that that's the image that we have here. So after that, let's style the div of our container. So container div, and let's say that the background color I want to have white, and also let's say that display will be flex for now. So why I am giving flex? So for that, let's actually come back to our HTML. So actually in this div we will have three things. First thing is the heading, so we'll have a h1, so it will say something like pressed key, and we will have the actual key that we have, which will be the h2. So for now, as a placeholder, let's say that h will be the initial key that I want to have here. So after that, in our also key code div, I will have three part. So h1, so first thing is the key code, so I wanna make sure that the user understand what is the value. Actually it's the key code and the code actually. So for the h2 I will just say that 34 for now as a placeholder. So after that I will have a paragraph. So now as you can see that we have something like that. So that's the press h and the key, and we have the key code and all the other things, and everything is now in row because we have display flex. And now we need to make sure that the flex direction is in column, so everything now will be one after or one under another, as you can see. So now what I need to do, actually I need to say that text align will be center. So now everything is now text aligned in the center. So also I want to have a padding here, so padding will be something like 30 pixel. So also let's say that I want to have something border radius here, so 8 pixel will be good, or 10 pixel. Yeah, looking fine as you can see. So let me just give it some space here. So as you can see that that's the border radius, and that's the all three div that we have now. And after that, let's actually come here and style the h2, which is our value actually. So for the h2 I will say that I will have a margin here, so margin will be 20 pixel for the top and bottom, and 0 pixel for the left and right. As you can see we have now gap here, so gap here and also the gap here. So after that, actually I want to increase the font size of our this middle one, or this h2, which is for the first div we have this h2, and for the third div we have this h2. So I want to give it a large number of font size, something like 60 pixel. So now as you can see it's now 60 pixel, so looking good for now. And the last thing that I want to have is here, I don't want background or any kind of background for the images. So what I can do, actually I can just say that for the arrow div I don't wanna have any kind of background. So for the arrow I just said that background color will be transparent. So it's not working, so for that I just need to say that important. So if I save, now it's removed from here. And also make sure that we have padding here, so let's have the padding of something like 20 pixel. So also it's not working, so we need to make sure that it's having the important. So now it should work. So let's give it something like 50. Now as you can see it's working. So 100. So I think 100 is good for now. So everything is looking good for now. And in our div, let's also say that cursor will be the pointer, and also let's have a box shadow here. So box shadow will be something like, let me copy the box shadow that I have here, so paste it here. So now we have the box shadow here, and also we have the box shadow for our images. So I will remove it. So also before that, let's have a hover statement for this div. So I will say that whenever I will hover, I wanna change this box shadow. So just say that box shadow will be, so the box shadow that I wanna have whenever I will hover is this one. So I'll just paste it here. So as you can see that we have something like a box shadow change here. So also let's add a transition here so that we can have a nice smooth feeling. So ease, and also for the box shadow only. So now as you can see we have this pop feeling here, as you can see that. So let's remove it from our this arrow. So I will just say that box shadow will be none, and it is important. So now as you can see we don't have any box shadow here, and also let's say that pointer will be, or sorry, cursor. So cursor will be the default one, and also make sure that it is also having the important one. As you can see that it's working perfectly fine. And that's it for now. And actually let's go to the main.js, and before that let's add the script tag here. So a script and add the main.js and come back to our main.js here. So in our JavaScript, first of all let's have a constant. So first of all let's select the display key. So display key, so the display key that I want to have this h1 actually. So document dot query selector, and I wanna say something like it is in the key, and I have h2 for it. And also just select the display key code here. So I will just say that key code, and I will also name it key code here. So display key code and display code, and after that also let's have the div of our key code. So it will be similar. So I'll just say that key code div only. So key code div. So I want to have this full div to select. So I will just say the class. So now what I want to do actually, whenever I will press any key in our window, so I want to have something. So let's say that window.add event listener. So I want to listen for any key down. So whenever I'll press anything, so or I will key down, I want to run a function. So in this function let's also pass the event here. So now what I want to do actually, I want to change this value that we have in our display key. So let's say that display key dot inner HTML. So inner text actually, not inner HTML. So inner text will be, so what I want to have here, so I want to have the pressed key, so which I can easily access by saying that e.key. So not alt key, just e.key. So now if I save and come here my website, and if I say that, so it's not working. So now as you can see that it's just having a random issue. I don't know what was that, but it is now working fine. So whenever I click any kind of key, it's just having the name of the key in our this display key. So also just have our this key code in our key code div. So I'll just say that display key code dot inner text or inner HTML. So e dot, so I can just say that why I'm having this. So e dot key code. So I just say something like that. So if I save, and now whenever I'll click, as you can see that we have the key code here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm changing the inner text of this key with our e.key, and also we are changing this key code with e.keycode. So after that, if you notice, when you press a space, it will not show anything. So a space don't have any kind of character that we can show. So for that, what I wanna do actually, I wanna write manually something so that I can show the user that it is the space that is pressed. I can do it very easily. So I can check the e.keycode or e.key. So actually let's check the key code here. So e.keycode. So if our e.keycode is equals to 32, means if we press any kind of a space, what I want to do, so I want to do this key inner text. So display key dot inner text, just copy it, paste it. So instead of now e.key, I wanna just say that, so something like in our string template, I wanna have this quotation, I just say that a space. So now whenever I'll press a space, now we are saying that it is the space that we pressed, and everything else will work perfectly fine. So now let's have the functionality for our click to copy. So whenever I'll click this div, I want to copy this key code in our clipboard. So for that, I already have a video here. If you come to our YouTube channel, so that's the video, copy to clipboard in JavaScript. So I will also link it in the description and in the I button, so you can also find it. So in this video I just show how you do copy to clipboard in JS. So now just come back to our file and let's add the functionality. So for that, first of all, add an event listener for our this card, which is the key code card. So let's say that key code div. So key code div dot add event listener. So whenever someone will click to our key code div, what I want to have actually, I want to run a function. So this function I will also pass the event here. So what I want to do in this function, first of all, let's create an element which is the text area. So constant text area, and let's say that document dot create element. So I wanna add the text area here. So it will create a text area for us, and in this text area I wanna have a value. So the value I wanna have is this key code from here. So for that, I can just say that e.target.querySelector. So because I wanna have the h2 from the whole div, so just have the h2 here. So it will select the h2, and I wanna have the inner text from this h2, which is the number actually. So now we have value in our inner text. And lastly, I wanna have document.body.append child, and what I wanna append is the text area. So whenever I click, so I'm having an error. So we have a problem. So as you can see that whenever I click here in the white space, it don't have any kind of error, but whenever I'll click in the number or any kind of paragraph or any kind of text, there is a problem here. So inner text is not found because we don't have the proper query selector. Because if you can see that whenever I am saying that e.target, that's mean what I am clicked on. So if I clicked on this key code, what I am saying that I am saying that key code dot query selector. So I am having the query selector inside of this paragraph, because in this paragraph we don't have any h2. That's why I'm showing or I'm having an error. So actually just remove this and we can directly call the div here. So now it will not show any kind of error. So as you can see, whenever I click, it will not show any kind of error. So let me show you what is happening. So whenever I click, it's appending the text area inside of our body. So if I scroll down, as you can see that we have so many text area here. So what I need to do actually, I need to copy the text area value. So what I want, I can say that, so now I can say that text area dot select. So it will select all the thing. So also I want to execute a command from our document. So document dot execute command, and I want to execute the copy command here. So now whenever I click, as you can see that it is selected and I already copied the text or the value inside of my clipboard. So after that I just want to remove this from our body, so I just can say that document.body dot remove child, and I wanna remove the text area. So now we can't see it anymore. Whenever I'll click, as you can see that it's just immediately removing itself. So also let's have some attribute in our text area. So let's say the text area dot set attribute. So I wanna set the read only, so that we can't see it. So read only, and the value will be empty. And also I will have the position for the text area. So actually a style.position shown equals to, we wanna have the absolute position. So that's it. So now we have the perfect copied clipboard. So the last thing that I wanna have is I wanna change the name from to, whenever I click it will be something like copied. So for that I can easily just select this. So I can select it with keycode div dot query selector, and I wanna have the p, and in this p I wanna change the inner text to something like copied. So if I save, now whenever I click, so as you can see that we have a mistake here. So it should have a pair of quotes here. So whenever I click, as you can see that it's saying that copied. So also after 2 seconds I want to change back to the copied clipboard text. So for that I can set a timeout here. So I just wanna have the 2000, which means 2 seconds. So in here I wanna run a function where I just want to have the text back. So just copy this and paste it here, and just say that click to copy, which is the initial text that we had here. So now if I click copy it, and after 2 seconds it will back to our click to copy. Sorry, copy to text. Copy to text, what was that? Click to copy actually, not text. Sorry for that. So now as you can see it's having the perfect function here. So the last thing that I want to have here is the overlay here. So whenever someone will first come, it should have an overlay. So in our section, after the section actually, we will have a div with the class of overlay, and in this overlay I will have a text. So here I will just say that press any key to start in a H1. So I will save it, and if you can see that that's the div that we want. But what I want to have in our overlay, so I say that in our overlay here I want to have it in position fixed, and the top will be 0 and the left will be 0, and also I want to have it in the full window. So something like height will be 100% and width will be 100%. And also let's have a background color for the alias blue that we already have here. So as you can see that we can't see anything because we have this overlay here. And also make sure that the text in the center, so just say that display flex and align items center and justify content is center. So now the text is in the perfect center. So now it's saying that press any key to start. So whenever I will press any key, I just want to remove it first of all. So here whenever I'll just key down, the first thing that I want to add is here overlay. So actually just come here and the constant have the overlay here. So firstly just select it. So document dot query selector, and we will just have the overlay. So now we have the overlay selection here, and we can say that now overlay dot class list dot add. So I want to add a class in our overlay, which is the height class. So height. So now whenever I will press any kind of key, it will add a class in our overlay, which is the height. So let's style for it. So in our overlay, so whenever I will have a class of height, I just want to say that display will be. So now it should work, but it's not working because we have a problem here. Class list of null. So overlay class list add. Actually we forget to give it a dot because it's a class, that's why we need a dot before the overlay. So now whenever I'll press any kind of key from our keyboard, it will just remove the overlay, and we have the pressed key, and also we have the key code for the H, and also we have this little click to copy. Whenever I'll just click it, it's saying that copied, and we should 72 copied in our clipboard. So I paste, as you can see that it's saying that 72, and if I say, or if I have any kind of other thing, so something like a space, it's saying that 32. If I copy and paste it here, so it's working perfectly fine, as you can see. So the last thing that I want to have here, I want to have the responsiveness here. So now as you can see that it is not responsive. So for that I want to have a media query. So media query, and only for the screen, and I want to have the max width here. So max width will be 1000 pixel. So whenever I will have less than 1000 pixel or 1000 pixel, I want to have a container here. So in container I want to change the flex direction will be the column. So the first thing that I have is, now as you can see that now everything is now in column. So it is almost, as you can see that, looking better. Just I want to have the padding for our this arrow here, sorry, arrow. So for that what I can do, actually I can just call the arrow, and I can just say that padding will be 30 pixel for the top and bottom, and 0 pixel for the left and right. And I also make sure that it's having the important. So now as you can see we have 30 pixel padding here. So now let's have a rotate here. So we wanna rotate this arrow because it don't make any kind of sense, this arrow now. So let's say that transform rotate 90 degree. So now as you can see that it's now perfectly in place. So let's actually check the mobile here. So something like iPhone X, and if you can see that in the iPhone X it's also working perfect. If you want, you can also say something like 1000 millisecond means 1 second, so it will disappear very fast, this click to copy. So now as you can see, if I save it, so now as you can see that if I click it, 1 second and we are back. So as you can see that it's working fine also here. So if you want, you can just have a padding here. So padding will be something like 30 pixel. So also as you can see that it's also looking good here. So perfect. Press any key to start. Now we have all the key here. So I hope you learned something, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe the channel because I make this kind of website related videos. So I hope you will also like those videos. So subscribe the channel for those upcoming videos. And my name is Arfan, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, Khuda Hafiz.